Hello, everyone. My name is Bill Wilkison. I'm an interpretation manager at Prairie. I'm also a storyteller. And so are you. That's right. You're a storyteller. It's who you are. It's a part of your makeup. Stories are our history. So if you have a history, then you have a story. Now, I know it can be difficult to tell a story, but I've found a technique that I think works pretty well. It's called the story spine, and it was developed by Ken Adams. Basically, it's a series of prompts that allows me to fill in the blanks of my story. I'll give you an example. Once upon a time, there was a little girl, and every day she liked to play in the flowers, until one day she met a caterpillar. And because of that, they became friends. But because he was a caterpillar, he had to go away and rest in his cocoon. And because of that, the girl was lonely and missed her friend the caterpillar. Until one day, the caterpillar burst out of its cocoon and became a butterfly. And ever since that day, that little girl and that butterfly were best friends and played in the flowers all day long. Now you see, I used a series of prompts and filled in the blanks to create my story. But now I'm faced with a challenge. How to tell a story employing the story spine, but not using any words at all. That's right. I'm going to attempt some silent storytelling. Now, I'm going to tell a story that you're probably familiar with. In fact, this story has been around, since the 19th century. See if you can guess what story I'm about to tell, employing the story spine, but without using any words at all. know what story that was? I bet you have a pretty good guess. But before I tell you the name of the story, let me tell it again, using the story spine, but this time with words. Once upon a time, there was a man, and every day that man wandered the forest, hungry and tired, until one day he came across a cottage with an open door. And because of that, he was able to get something to eat. And because of that, he sat down to digest the food that he had eaten. And because of that, he was finally able to get some rest. Until finally, the owners of the house returned. And ever since that day, he was afraid to wander the forest. That was the three bears, of course. Now, you might have heard that story a little differently. That story has changed over time. That's the thing about stories. They change. They reflect us. They reflect our history. So I would love to see you attempt to tell a story that you love, using the story spine, but without using any words. Let us know how it goes, and we'll see you next time on the Prairie.